So, we are here outside of the real McCoy in Scarborough, which is a borough of Toronto, if you're not familiar. And I've been here once, but Mark, this is one of your favorite places.
This is, to me, this is the Scarborough institution. A lot of people will credit Johnny's being the Scarborough place to go.
And I'm familiar with Johnny's.
To me, this place just like steps on Johnny's and like spits on it a few times, throws some meat on it. I'll admit that that's in the west end of Scarborough, so maybe if you're closer to that, you might. No, not even that. Just come here. Just if you're in Scarborough, come here.
Is it always this busy, Mark?
I would say so. Like it's a really popular place.
So we have unwrapped. Noted that it is a bit misshapen,
yeah.
But Mark insists as a longtime patron that it will not affect the
matters
flavor.
not.
There's an appeal. There's a rustic appeal to sloppiness. You don't want it to be perfectly composed all the time.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. The bacon is very crispy, and I feel that's important on a burger because if you're going to put bacon on a burger, you have to make it distinct. You have to have that textural contrast. I don't know why you would put flaccid bacon on a burger. It's just going to be harder to chew. You're going to pull it out altogether like it's a worm or something. You want it to break with the bite, and that's exactly what it did. So I give immediate credit for crispy bacon.
Burger's solid. I love the size of the patty. It's good. A little sloppier, as opposed to there will be some things might fall out of this burger, but I like the size of the bun. It covers the whole burger. Texture, as Elliott said, is great. And, you get everything in a bite, and I love it.
So Mark, that was my second experience. What would you say for you? How many times will that make it for you?
At least 10. I don't know. I'll admit that
at least 10. No,
it should have been more. It should have been more. But you know what? Even when I grew up in Scarborough, I probably only came 4 or 5 times. I've come probably more since then.
I thought the bacon was fantastic, and that's sort of the thing that keeps ringing in my mind about the whole experience. The price, I know I've made that an issue in previous, but you know what, man, this is a complicated matter because like it's hard to pin like what is the ideal price. It depends on context. It depends on your own hunger, like the scenario of the day, like your morality of the issue. So I don't know. It was cheaper. It was about $4 less for the Mojo burger than it was for some of the other burgers we had. But then I sometimes wonder, like, well, maybe it should be a bit more, because maybe the quality of the product would be a bit better. And this is what I wanted to bring up with you.
Sure.
I have concerns about the quality of meat from an establishment like McCoy's. And I don't know if that's fair. I apologize. I mean, I can go in and ask them, like, all the details, but, like, I don't know, man. I do think about that shit. Like, if someone was just like, hey, burgers for $1, burgers for $1.50, I wouldn't even see a burger. I'd see diarrhea. I would just see like the image would just transpose into diarrhea. So I know I'm kind of being hypocritical because I was kind of busting other people's balls over their high prices. But now that like that was lower, I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I feel like maybe I have questions now about the integrity of the Mojo burger, even though it was delicious. Yeah, and also the other thing too is that the bun simply could not handle the context. The bun was just withering under the stress of the ketchup, mustard, other condiments, and too many raw onions. Yes, there was plenty of charm to McCoy's, and I anticipate that's why a lot of people return for nostalgic reasons like Mark. I just know that it would get to me. I don't know. I would think about it too much, and I would have too many questions about this is going to sound super pretentious and foodie-like. The sourcing of the ingredients. There you go. Fucking run with it. Like, I eat meat, but I only want it to be so tortured, and I just anticipate that where they get theirs,
you think across the line? Does it cross the line of torture?
I just see some, like, dystopian scenario. I don't know. And I should point out that I have no clue about Burgers Priest, their meat. I have no clue about the meat.
Right, they could be overcharging for bad meat, too.
Yeah, they could be serving the same shit and just getting away with ripping us off. So I don't know. I have some responsibility as a consumer to figure this shit out. So do you.
To me, though, it is a nostalgia kind of thing. You can tell, you can tell that they really do put a lot of effort into their craft. Texture is good. I like a soft bun. It did have too much give towards the end, though. Once the liquids kind of got settled into it, and I didn't even put relish on it this time. I know last time I did, and when you do that, it starts to almost break apart.
It would become a stew, I think.
Yeah, it's too much. So you got to be a little lighter on the condiments, like I guess the ketchup and the mustard and the mayonnaise, if you want to make sure your burger stays all intact. Flavor-wise, I loved it. I did like the bacon, as Elliott also did, the crispiness. I thought it was a little bit too charred, though, perhaps, because it started to have a little bit of that, almost that crispy, non-tasty, crunchy flavor, where it's not really a flavor, it's just crunch. The burger, to me, I guess I have it in my head that it's just the most incredible thing. And the patty itself, to me, was a little bit disappointing this time. Not bad, though. Very, very good. Still up there, but it wasn't quite to the point of, like, utopian burger status that I was kind of giving it. So I feel bad now.
Yeah, I think that's a bit sensational.
The place kind of just serves you just your burger, and the condiments are simple, kind of like Harvey's.
And topping selection of Burger's Priest and McCoy's really don't differ all that much.
Okay.
I mean,
you're right,
that's
actually.
Like Burger's, that's kind of like the trick to Burger's Priest.
That's
the
intentional, though,
The reason
right?
I think they're so savvy and so good at what they do is that they're almost, and again, this may be controversial, I feel like they're almost serving the same product, just kicked up or maybe just presented with a bit more of mystique or maybe like a bit more class.
Yeah.
And maybe fooling people into a slightly higher price for it. I don't know, I mean, but Burger's Priest, I would certainly prefer over McCoy's. That was kind of like, I think, the revelation I've taken away from this experience is that Burger's Priest is smart. And McCoy's is good.
I like McCoy's.
But what are they serving?
Oh, come on. They're serving edible meat that no one has gotten sick from.
Have you heard of
Let's
Michael Pollan?
No.
Michael Pollan is an accredited American scholar of food and nutrition.
Here's what I think of Michael Pollan.
Yeah.
Nothing, because I don't know who Michael Pollan is.
There we go. So there's a bit of a gap here. Yeah, take care.
Goodbye for round 3 of the Great Toronto Burger Chain!